The Valoran ship appeared in Earth's orbit on a quiet Tuesday morning. Its crystalline hull shimmered like a diamond against the blackness of space. Earth's military detected it first, scrambling fighter jets that looked tiny next to the massive alien vessel. Captain Tak stood on the bridge of Earth's largest military ship, his hands clasped behind his back as he studied the alien craft on the viewscreen. "Sir, they're broadcasting a message on all frequencies," Lieutenant Hannah said, her fingers moving quickly across her console. "Let's hear it," Tak ordered, his voice calm despite his racing heart. The message was simple: "We come in peace and friendship. We are the Valorans." Within hours, world leaders gathered to respond. President Min addressed the Valorans with cautious optimism. "Earth welcomes you with open minds and hopes for peaceful exchange." 3 days later, the Valorans sent down a shuttle. It landed in a field outside Seoul, where a diplomatic team waited. Ambassador Rin was the first to emerge, tall and slender with pale blue skin that seemed to glow from within. 4 more Valorans followed her. "We have watched your world for many years," Rin explained as she sat across from human representatives. "Your species shows great promise." The Valorans revealed they had mastered faster-than-light travel centuries ago. They offered to share this technology with Earth. "We believe in cooperation, not conquest," Rin said with a gentle smile. Scientists from both worlds began working together. Dr. Yun led Earth's research team, spending long hours with Valoran engineers to understand their crystal-based technology. "It defies our physics," Dr. Yun told Captain Tak one evening as they reviewed progress. "But it works. In 5 years, we could have our own FTL ships." It took only 3. The first human-built starship, Unity, launched with a crew of both humans and Valorans. Captain Tak commanded the mission with Rin serving as his advisor. They visited 3 nearby star systems before returning to a hero's welcome. Trade agreements followed. Earth provided raw materials and art, while the Valorans shared medical advancements that cured several human diseases. Cultural exchanges flourished, with human music becoming especially popular among young Valorans. But not everyone in the galaxy was pleased with this new alliance. 6 months after Unity's historic flight, a delegation from the Galactic Council requested a meeting with Earth and Valoran representatives. The council members arrived in ships that dwarfed even the Valoran vessels. Their designs were angular and threatening, covered in what appeared to be weapon systems. Councillor Quan led the delegation. He was short with gray skin and 6 fingers on each hand. His eyes were completely black, making his expressions hard to read. "The Council oversees all major interstellar affairs," Quan explained during the formal meeting. "We ensure stability and prevent unfortunate conflicts." Ambassador Rin seemed tense throughout the meeting. When the council representatives left, she pulled President Min and Captain Tak aside. "The council claims to protect peace, but they enforce uniformity," she whispered. "They've eliminated species they deemed unpredictable before. Our standing has protected us so far, but your rapid advancement concerns them." "Are they threatening us?" Tak asked bluntly. "Not directly," Rin replied. "But we should accelerate our defense planning." Over the next year, Earth and Valora deepened their alliance. Valoran engineers helped design shield technology for Earth's growing fleet of ships. Human military strategists shared tactical concepts with the traditionally peaceful Valorans. The Galactic Council watched these developments with growing concern. Councillor Quan filed report after report about the dangerous potential of humans and their influence on the Valorans. "They lack proper respect for established order," Quan told the full council. "The humans push boundaries without understanding consequences, and now they're pulling the Valorans down this reckless path." Meanwhile, on Earth, Captain Tak was promoted to Admiral and given command of Earth's first combat-ready starship fleet. 5 vessels equipped with both human and Valoran technology prepared for their maiden voyage. "We hope for peace," Admiral Tak told his crews before launch. "But we must be ready for anything." As Earth's ships departed for their first patrol mission alongside Valoran vessels, Councillor Quan called an emergency session of the Galactic Council. "The time for observation has ended," he declared. "We must act decisively before these humans become a greater threat." The Council voted. The decision was made. The fate of Earth and Valora was sealed, though neither world yet knew it. Ambassador Rin stood before the Galactic Council chambers, her blue skin reflecting the harsh lights above. She had come to present a formal alliance agreement between Valora and Earth, hoping the Council would accept both worlds as equals in galactic affairs. "The humans have proven themselves to be worthy partners," Rin stated, her voice clear and confident. "They learn quickly, but respectfully. They seek knowledge, not dominance." The council members sat in a semicircle on raised platforms. Councillor Quan leaned forward, his black eyes unreadable. "We have reviewed your proposal," Quan said slowly, "and we have reached a decision." A sudden humming filled the chamber. Ren felt a strange vibration through her feet just as her communication device signaled an urgent message. Before she could check it, energy barriers sprang up around her and her small team. "What is the meaning of this?" she demanded, pressing her hands against the shimmering field. Quan stood up. "The Council has determined that the human influence on galactic stability is unacceptable. Your people's choice to align with them cannot be allowed to continue." On Earth, Admiral Tak was in the middle of a routine meeting when emergency alarms blared throughout the command center. Lieutenant Hannah rushed in, her face pale. "Sir, we're receiving distress signals from every Valoran colony simultaneously," she reported, bringing up a galactic map on the main screen. Red warning lights blinked across the display where Valoran worlds were located. The first video transmission came through seconds later. A Valoran city was burning. Council warships hung in the sky, raining down energy weapons on defenseless buildings. The transmission cut off abruptly. "Get me President Min immediately," Tak ordered, his voice tight with controlled fury. Across the galaxy, the systematic destruction of Valoran civilization unfolded with brutal efficiency. The peaceful species had few defenses. Their shield technology, designed primarily for navigation and environmental protection, failed against the Council's military-grade weapons. On Valora Prime, the Valoran homeworld, children were being evacuated to underground shelters when the first Council ships appeared. The planetary defense grid, recently upgraded with Earth technology, managed to down 2 enemy vessels before being overwhelmed. Back on Earth, world leaders gathered in an emergency session. Video feeds from the few surviving Valoran outposts showed scenes of devastation. Billions of Valorans were already dead or missing. President Min addressed the somber gathering. "The Galactic Council has revealed its true nature. They expected us to stand by while they slaughtered our allies." She paused, looking at each face in the room. "I propose we show them how humans respond to betrayal." The vote was unanimous. Admiral Tak received his orders within the hour. Earth's fleet, though small compared to the Council forces, was immediately mobilized. Every available ship was prepared for combat, even those still in the testing phase. "We have reports that a pocket of Valorans are holding out on their colony in the Cygnus system," General June informed Tak. "They've established a defensive perimeter using modified mining equipment. It won't last long." "Then we better get there quickly," Tak replied, studying the tactical display. "How many ships can we deploy immediately?" 7 combat-ready vessels, sir. 4 more can launch within 12 hours. Tak nodded grimly. "We'll take what we have now." The Valorans don't have 12 hours. As Earth prepared its military response, Ambassador Rin and her team remained prisoners in the Council chamber. From their energy cell, they watched as Councillor Quan received regular updates on the assault. "Why are you doing this?" Rin asked, her voice heavy with grief. "We have never threatened you." Quan approached the barrier. "Your species was acceptable when you were predictable. Humans are chaotic, innovative in dangerous ways. Your alliance with them upset the balance we have maintained for millennia. So you murder billions to maintain your control." Rin's voice shook with anger. "We eliminate threats before they can grow," Quan replied coldly. The humans will be next. As Earth's ships departed for their first patrol mission alongside Valoran vessels, Counselor Quan called an emergency session of the Galactic Council. "The time for observation has ended," he declared. "We must act decisively before these humans become a greater threat." The Council voted. The decision was made. The fate of Earth and Valora was sealed, though neither world yet knew it. Ambassador Rin stood before the Galactic Council chambers, her blue skin reflecting the harsh lights above. She had come to present a formal alliance agreement between Valora and Earth, hoping the Council would accept both worlds as equals in galactic affairs. "The humans have proven themselves to be worthy partners," Rin stated, her voice clear and confident. "They learn quickly, but respectfully. They seek knowledge, not dominance." The council members sat in a semicircle on raised platforms. Counselor Quan leaned forward, his black eyes unreadable. "We have reviewed your proposal," Quan said slowly, "and we have reached a decision." A sudden humming filled the chamber. Ren felt a strange vibration through her feet just as her communication device signaled an urgent message. Before she could check it, energy barriers sprang up around her and her small team. "What is the meaning of this?" she demanded, pressing her hands against the shimmering field. Quan stood up. "The Council has determined that the human influence on galactic stability is unacceptable. Your people's choice to align with them cannot be allowed to continue." On Earth, Admiral Tak was in the middle of a routine meeting when emergency alarms blared throughout the command center. Lieutenant Hannah rushed in, her face pale. "Sir, we're receiving distress signals from every Valoran colony simultaneously," she reported, bringing up a galactic map on the main screen. Red warning lights blinked across the display where Valoran worlds were located. The first video transmission came through seconds later. A Valoran city was burning. Council warships hung in the sky, raining down energy weapons on defenseless buildings. The transmission cut off abruptly. "Get me President Min immediately," Tak ordered, his voice tight with controlled fury. Across the galaxy, the systematic destruction of Valoran civilization unfolded with brutal efficiency. The peaceful species had few defenses. Their shield technology, designed primarily for navigation and environmental protection, failed against the Council's military-grade weapons. On Valora Prime, the Valoran homeworld, children were being evacuated to underground shelters when the first Council ships appeared. The planetary defense grid, recently upgraded with Earth technology, managed to down 2 enemy vessels before being overwhelmed. Back on Earth, world leaders gathered in an emergency session. Video feeds from the few surviving Valoran outposts showed scenes of devastation. Billions of Valorans were already dead or missing. President Min addressed the somber gathering. "The Galactic Council has revealed its true nature. They expected us to stand by while they slaughtered our allies." She paused, looking at each face in the room. "I propose we show them how humans respond to betrayal." The vote was unanimous. Admiral Tak received his orders within the hour. Earth's fleet, though small compared to the Council forces, was immediately mobilized. Every available ship was prepared for combat, even those still in the testing phase. "We have reports that a pocket of Valorans are holding out on their colony in the Cygnus system," General Jun informed Tak. "They've established a defensive perimeter using modified mining equipment. It won't last long." "Then we better get there quickly," Tak replied, studying the tactical display. "How many ships can we deploy immediately?" 7 combat-ready vessels, sir. 4 more can launch within 12 hours. Tak nodded grimly. "We'll take what we have now." The Valorans don't have 12 hours. As Earth prepared its military response, Ambassador Rin and her team remained prisoners in the Council chamber. From their energy cell, they watched as Counselor Quan received regular updates on the assault. "Why are you doing this?" Rin asked, her voice heavy with grief. "We have never threatened you." Quan approached the barrier. "Your species was acceptable when you were predictable. Humans are chaotic, innovative in dangerous ways. Your alliance with them upset the balance we have maintained for millennia." So you murder billions to maintain your control. Rin's voice shook with anger. We eliminate threats before they can grow, Quan replied coldly. The humans will be next. A junior council member rushed into the chamber, whispering urgently to Quan. His expression changed from confidence to concern. What do you mean? Earth ships are attacking our forces, Quan demanded. On the Cygnus colony, the remaining Valorans had retreated to their last defensive position when the sky lit up with new energy signatures. Council ships began exploding in orbit as Earth vessels emerged from light speed, weapons firing. A transmission reached the Valoran defenders. This is Admiral Tak of Earth Defense Forces. Hold on, friends. We're coming for you. As Council forces scrambled to respond to the unexpected attack, President Min addressed her people back on Earth. Today we face an enemy that believes in domination through fear, she said, her voice broadcast globally. They thought we would abandon our friends. They were wrong. Earth stands with Valora, now and always. News of the Valoran massacre reached every corner of Earth within hours. People gathered in streets, homes, and public spaces to watch footage of the devastation. Many wept openly for their alien friends. Others stood in shocked silence. In Tokyo, Dr. Yun worked without sleep for 36 hours straight. Her laboratory, once a place of peaceful scientific exchange with Valoran researchers, now buzzed with urgent energy. Holographic displays showed the molecular structure of Valoran crystals, rotating slowly as her team analyzed their properties. The Council weapons used standard energy configurations, she explained to the military officials who had gathered in her lab. But Valoran crystals resonate at frequencies the Council has never weaponized. She touched a small blue crystal, causing it to hum gently. We can turn their most basic technology against them. Across the Pacific in San Francisco, the massive shipyards that once built ocean vessels had been converted for space construction. Civilian ships, cargo haulers, mining vessels, even luxury cruisers were being stripped down and rebuilt as warships. Shipyard Supervisor Day walked through the chaos, shouting instructions over the constant noise of welding and hammering. The Stellar Princess needs to be combat-ready in 48 hours. He called to a team attaching weapon mounts to what had been a passenger liner. It's not designed for military systems, a technician protested. None of these ships are, Day replied grimly. But they're all we have. In Washington, D.C., President Min met with Earth's top military strategists. Maps of known Council territories filled the screens around them. The Council expects us to cower, General Jun said, pointing to the display. Their forces are spread thin because they never anticipated resistance. Admiral Tak, speaking via secure channel from his flagship, added, their overconfidence gives us our only advantage. They follow predictable patterns, attack in standard formations. They've never faced an enemy that thinks differently. President Min studied the maps. How many Valorans can we still save? Intelligence suggests detention centers have been established on these 3 worlds. General Jun indicated red dots on the map. The Council appears to be holding Valoran leadership for public execution, including Ambassador Rin. President Min asked. General Jun nodded solemnly. President Min looked around the room. Earth has never faced an interstellar enemy before. We are outgunned and outnumbered. But we have something the Council lacks, the will to risk everything for what's right. She stood straighter. Authorize all necessary resources. We fight back. In orbit above Earth, 16 ships formed a ragged battle group. Most had been something else just days before. Science vessels, trade ships, even a deep space hospital. Now they'd bristled with hastily mounted weapons and shield generators. Inside the lead ship, renamed EDF Vengeance, Admiral Tak addressed the fleet commanders on a shared channel. Our plan is unorthodox, he admitted, gesturing to the tactical display. The Council expects direct confrontation. Instead, we'll use guerrilla tactics, striking their supply lines and communication relays before disappearing. Captain Han, formerly a cargo pilot, raised her hand. "My crew has never seen combat." "None of us have fought an interstellar war," Tak acknowledged. "But remember why we fight. The Valorans welcomed us to the stars with friendship. We will not abandon them." As the fleet prepared to depart, Dr. Yun arrived with a team of scientists carrying specialized equipment. "Harmonic disruptors," she explained, handing the first device to Admiral Tak. "Based on Valoran crystal technology. It creates a resonance field that should disrupt Council shield systems." "Should?" Tak raised an eyebrow. Dr. Yun met his gaze steadily. "We haven't had time for proper testing. But the theory is sound." Tak nodded. "Install them immediately." As Earth's improvised fleet prepared to launch, citizens gathered in fields and rooftops to watch. Children held handmade signs wishing the ships good luck. Many people brought blue flowers, the color of Valoran's skin, and released them into the wind as the ships rose through the atmosphere. On the bridge of the Vengeance, Admiral Tak received one final transmission from Earth. "Admiral," President Min said, her image slightly distorted on the screen, "you carry the hopes of two worlds. Remember, we don't need to win every battle. We just need to show the Council that their actions have consequences." Tak nodded. "We won't let you down." As Earth grew smaller behind them, Lieutenant Hannah approached the Admiral. "Course laid in, sir. All ships report ready." "Then let's bring the fight to them," Tak said quietly. For Earth and Valora, the 16 ships accelerated in perfect formation, then vanished into the darkness of space, carrying humanity's vengeance to the stars. The Council supply station orbiting a gas giant in the Rigel system had never needed heavy defenses. For thousands of years, no one had dared attack Galactic Council facilities. The board security officers monitored their sensors with little interest, playing games on secondary screens. An alarm suddenly blared. 3 unidentified ships had appeared from nowhere, already inside the station's defensive perimeter. "Impossible," the lead officer muttered, frantically activating the station's shields. No ships could approach without detection. But the Earth vessels had used a Valoran navigation technique, skimming the gas giant's atmosphere to mask their approach. Before the Council shields fully engaged, Admiral Tak's flagship launched Dr. Yun's harmonic disruptors. The devices floated toward the station, looking harmless until they activated. Suddenly, the station's shields flickered and failed completely. "Fire," Tak ordered calmly. Precision strikes disabled the station's weapons and communication systems. No Council reinforcements would arrive in time. "We have 15 minutes, Tak told his boarding teams. "Take everything useful and plant the charges." The Earth soldiers moved with practiced efficiency, downloading Council databases and seizing critical supplies. They placed explosives at key structural points, then retreated to their ships. As they pulled away, the station erupted in a series of controlled explosions. It didn't destroy the facility entirely, but ensured it would be useless for months. "First strike successful," Lieutenant Hannah reported. "No casualties on either side." Tak nodded with satisfaction. "That's how we'll win this war. Not through destruction, but by making the cost of their campaign too high to bear." Similar raids occurred simultaneously across Council space. Earth's small fleet, divided into even smaller strike teams, attacked with surgical precision. They targeted supply lines, communication relays, and fuel depots, the infrastructure of war rather than military targets. The Council was unprepared for this approach. Their massive warships sat helplessly as Earth vessels struck and vanished before they could respond. Council commanders, trained in conventional warfare, struggled to adapt to humanity's unconventional tactics. After 2 weeks of successful raids, Admiral Tak received intelligence about a Council prison world where captured Valorans were being held. Among them was Ambassador Rin. "It's heavily defended," General Jun warned during their secure communication. "A direct assault would be suicide." "Then we won't attack directly," Tak replied. He turned to his tactical officer. Show me the planet's supply schedule. The plan they developed was audacious. Earth forces hijacked a Council supply ship bound for the prison world. Disguised as Council personnel, a small team led by Captain Han landed on the planet. While pretending to unload supplies, they mapped security systems and located prisoner areas. That night, as the prison's guard rotation changed, 3 Earth ships dropped from orbit, using the harmonic disruptors to create gaps in the planetary shield. Strike teams descended directly into the prison compound. Alarms blared as Council guards scrambled to respond, but the Earth forces moved with precise coordination, disabling security systems and freeing prisoners section by section. Captain Han found Ambassador Rin in a high-security cell. The once dignified Valoran was thin and weak, but her eyes lit up at the sight of humans. "You came for us," she whispered, her voice rough from disuse. "Of course we did," Han replied, helping her stand. "Earth keeps its promises." As they escaped with over 3,000 Valoran prisoners, Council reinforcements arrived. A massive warship moved to cut off their retreat. "Our shields won't hold against that," Lieutenant Hanna warned as the Council vessel locked weapons on them. "We don't need shields," Tak responded. "We have something better." He activated the ship's communication. "Dr. Eun, is your new device ready?" "Ready, Admiral," the scientist confirmed from her station. "But it's untested at this scale. No time like the present." The advanced harmonic disruptor launched toward the Council warship. On impact, it didn't just disable their shields. It created a resonance cascade through their power systems. The massive vessel went dark, drifting helplessly as the Earth ships escaped with their rescued Valorans. Back on Earth, the return of Ambassador Rin and the other survivors was celebrated globally. In medical facilities, the rescued Valorans began recovering, sharing vital intelligence about Council operations. They never expected humans to fight this way, Rin told President Min during their reunion. "The Council trains its forces to follow strict protocols. Your unpredictability terrifies them." News of the rescue spread quickly through hidden Valoran resistance networks. Surviving Valorans who had been in hiding began sabotaging Council operations from within. As Admiral Tak planned their next operations, intelligence reports showed the Council withdrawing forces from outer systems to protect their core worlds. "They're retreating," Lieutenant Hanna observed with surprise. "Not retreating," Tak corrected her. "Consolidating. They're preparing for a decisive battle." He studied the tactical display showing Council movements. "And so must we." 6 months of guerrilla warfare had pushed the Galactic Council to its breaking point. Their once mighty fleets now huddled protectively around their central command station, a massive ring-shaped structure orbiting a red dwarf star. The station housed the Council's leadership and coordinated all their military operations. "They believe it's impregnable," Admiral Tak said, addressing the commanders gathered on the Bridge of the Vengeance. Earth's fleet had grown to 47 ships, still small compared to Council forces, but battle-hardened and innovative. Ambassador Rin stood beside him, representing the Valoran resistance. Months of fighting had changed her. The peaceful diplomat now wore a modified Earth military uniform, her once soft features hardened by loss and determination. "The station has 3 defensive rings," she explained, pointing to the holographic display. "No attacking force has ever breached even the outer layer." "No attacking force has ever had our advantages," Tak replied. He gestured to Dr. Yun, who stepped forward confidently. "The harmonic technology has been refined," she said. "We can now target specific shield frequencies and create directed disruption corridors." Captain Han studied the station schematic closely. "We still need to get close enough to deploy the disruptors." "That's where we come in," said a new voice. A tall Valoran named Gil entered the bridge. Once a cultural ambassador, now he commanded the remaining Valoran ships. "My people have discovered something we kept hidden even from ourselves." The plan they developed was desperate, but no one suggested an alternative. Their resources were dwindling. Earth itself was now under blockade by Council forces. This would be their only chance to end the war. The aliens laughed at humans again. Ambassador Ju Park tried to stay calm as he walked through the big alien meeting place. The insect-like aliens whispered and clicked when they saw him. "Look, humans again," one alien said to another. "How cute that they keep trying." Juwoo's face stayed calm, but inside he felt angry. 3 years had passed since Earth met aliens, and things were getting worse. The Galactic Confederation had 27 different alien groups. All of them had traveled in space for hundreds of years. They saw humans as simple and not important. Admiral Daehyun Kim stood next to Juwoo. He was the leader of Earth's space defense. His back was straight, and his face showed no emotion. "I won't let them talk down to us again," Daehyun said quietly. "We need to be patient," Juwoo reminded him. "We need their help for our Mars base." They waited for a long time. Finally, their meeting host arrived. Director Molds was a strange blob-like alien who moved like thick water. The alien's body had no solid shape. "My Earth friends, welcome." Molds's voice sounded fake friendly. "Do you need more time for your safety rules? Or maybe help with your slow spaceships?" Juwoo took a deep breath. Every meeting was the same. The aliens treated human concerns as small problems. They called human requests too early. They questioned everything humans discovered or learned. During the meeting, Juwoo mentioned some strange energy readings near Saturn. When he showed the data, Director Moltz's body shook in a way that meant laughter. "Your tools must be broken," Moltz said. "There's nothing important out by Saturn." The meeting ended badly. Humans got nothing they asked for. The aliens promised to think about helping later. On the trip back to Earth, Admiral Daehyun stood alone in his room. His face showed he had made an important decision. He took out a special communication device that no alien could track. He pressed his thumb on the screen, and it lit up with a secure connection. "This is Admiral Kim," he said in a firm voice. "Start Protocol Olympus." I repeat, Protocol Olympus is now active. The people listening on the other end didn't ask questions. They simply said, "Understood, Admiral. Protocol Olympus is now active." Daehyun put the device away and looked out the window at the stars. For 20 years, humans had prepared in secret. While the aliens watched Earth and laughed, humans had built something that would change everything. "Let them mock us now," he whispered to himself. "Soon they'll understand." Back on Earth, deep underground, computers began working. Secret messages went out to hidden bases across the solar system. In the rings of Saturn, where the aliens said nothing existed, lights began to turn on inside an asteroid that was not really an asteroid. The humans had fooled everyone. And now, after years of planning and building in secret, it was time to show the galaxy what humans could really do. 20 years before the aliens officially met humans, Dr. Eunjin Cho sat alone in her small lab. It was 3 in the morning when her computer made a strange sound. She had been looking for radio signals from space, hoping to find alien life. "That's not a natural pattern," she whispered, looking at the screen. The signal repeated exactly the same way over and over. Something intelligent had made it. Eunjin called her boss right away. Within days, government agents came to her lab. Within weeks, world leaders met in secret. "We are being watched," the President of the United States told the other world leaders. "We need to prepare, but we must do it in secret." For the first time ever, all countries on Earth worked together on one big project. They called it Project Olympus. They chose Saturn's rings as the perfect hiding place. The rings had thousands of ice chunks and rocks. No one would notice if one big asteroid was actually hollow inside. Tien Choi was one of the first engineers picked for the project. A government agent came to his apartment one night. "We need your skills," the agent said, "but no one can know where you're going." "What about my family?" Taehyun asked. "They will be told you died in an accident," the agent explained. "But really, you'll be building humanity's greatest project." Taehyun thought about it for only a minute before he agreed. Like him, Thousands of Earth's smartest people made the same choice. Doctors, engineers, soldiers, farmers, teachers, they all died in fake accidents. Then they went to work inside the asteroid. Year after year, they dug deeper into the rock. They built living spaces, farms, factories, and labs. They created a small city inside the asteroid. They called it Olympus Station. 50,000 people lived there in secret. They had children who were born in space and never saw Earth. Commander Minji Kang walked through the station, checking the defense systems. She had been an astrophysicist on Earth. Now she led the station's protection team. For 15 years, she had worked on special weapons. The aliens all think the same way, she told her team during training. Each alien species follows its own science rules, but they don't mix ideas like we do. Humans connect different ideas. We think around corners. That will surprise them. The aliens never found Olympus Station. Humans used special shields that bent light and absorbed radar. The station looked like just another boring rock in Saturn's rings. Inside the main control room, Minji watched screens showing Ambassador Juwu and Admiral Daeyan being mocked by the aliens. Her team felt angry seeing how the aliens treated humans. Then, a message from Admiral Daeyan appeared on their main screen. Protocol Olympus is now active. The room went quiet. Then people began moving quickly to their stations. This was the moment they had prepared for all these years. Minji stood tall and straightened her uniform. She looked at her team and spoke clearly. Start the emergence protocols. Olympus Station is going public. Across the station, alarms sounded. People rushed to their positions. Giant engines, hidden for 20 years, began to warm up. In the ship bays, pilots ran to their advanced spacecraft. The time for hiding was over. Humanity's secret weapon was about to show itself to the galaxy. The red alarm lights flashed across Mars colony. People ran to safety bunkers as the first bombs hit. No one had expected an attack. "What's happening?" asked a scared colonist. Colony Director Juno Lee looked at his screen. "Alien ships. They're attacking us." The aliens called themselves the Purifiers. They were a small group that broke away from the Galactic Confederation. They believed humans should stay on Earth only. Seeing humans on Mars made them angry. "Humans are spreading like a disease," the Purifier leader told his soldiers. "We must stop them now." The Mars colony had 40,000 people. Most were families who came to build a new life. They had farms under glass domes and small factories. They had schools and hospitals, but they had very few weapons. The emergency call went out to Earth and to the Alien Confederation headquarters. On Earth, Emergency Coordinator Gina Lee called an urgent meeting. The alien representative joined by video call. "Our Mars colony is under attack. We need help," Gina said. The alien, with big bug-like eyes, seemed bored. "We can send ships to look at the situation in about 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Gina hit the table with her fist. 40,000 civilians are being attacked right now. The alien blinked slowly. "Perhaps you should have built better defenses before trying to live on Mars." Gina looked at the other humans in the room. They all knew Mars colony couldn't last 3 weeks. Maybe not even 3 days. At that moment, Admiral Daeyan made his decision. "Get me a secure line to Olympus Station," he ordered. Far away near Saturn, Olympus Station received the message. Commander Minji gave the order everyone had trained for. "Start the engines. Open the ship bays. We are going to Mars." The giant engines on Olympus Station fired up. The fake asteroid covering fell away in pieces. For the first time in 20 years, the true Olympus Station was visible, a massive 5-kilometer space city built by humans in secret. Hundreds of hangar doors opened along its sides. Ships flew out, forming attack groups. These ships were nothing like the small, slow ships humans had shown to the aliens before.